everybody, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and I have another cute card I'm going to share with you guys today on how to put this card together. I am offering a card class right now on my blog featuring this bundled stamp set. It's Petal Palette, and it's 2 sets of stamps. When you order this bundle, you will get both of these. It's a watercolor washed look when you stamp it. It's just absolutely beautiful. I designed 4 cards with it today for my class and this card, and I've got a local card class that I offer on the second Saturday of every month, and that's coming up on the 13th, and I'm going to feature the stamp set in a couple of those cards too. I haven't designed them yet, but I already have the ideas for them because this stamp set is just, it's beautiful, and it's just easy to come up with ideas for these cards. So I'm going to use that stamp set, and I'm going to use the Petals and More Thinlits that come with that as a bundle. That is in the Occasions catalog this year. That just came out on the 3rd. I'm going to use the Layered Leaves Dynamic Impressions folder. And then I took a piece of the Petal Garden Designer Series paper pack. You can see it right there, the one that I just showed you on the card. It's this one right there. And then my card base, let me move this out of the way. My card base is Old Olive, and then that's the DSP, and then I have a piece of Calypso Coral that is cut at 5 1/4 by 2, and we're gonna that's the piece that we're gonna emboss with the embossing folder. Just trying to clear everything out as I'm going along so that way we can get started. I am going to use the layering ovals and the stitched framelits, and that's these 2 right here. We're going to use the scalloped edge on the soft sky or Pull Party, and then we're going to use the stitched shape oval on the piece of Whisper White. Move those out of the way. You're going to need an aqua painter. And then I'm also using these 2 framelits that come in those in that bundle, and I'm going to punch that piece out, die cut that with the Calypso Coral, and then for our sentiment I'm going to use that piece of Whisper White. I'm going to use Old Olive ink, Calypso Coral, and Sahara Sand. And so for right now, I'm just going to clear everything out of the way, and I'm going to move my Big Shot in so that way we can get everything die cut out and then get down to business, and then we'll emboss that that other piece too with the embossing folder. So I'm just gonna see if we can fit everything on here. I think I might. Sometimes I have a hard time with my dies. The magnets want to pull them in different directions from what I want them to go, but I think it looks like they're going to cooperate. So I can fit everything on there. Let me widen out just a little bit so you can see I'm fitting everything on there that we need to die cut out. I'm just going to lay my top plate on there, and then we'll just run this right through. And it's okay for your machine to make those poppy noises. That is absolutely normal for that to do. And then this one usually makes a mess like that when you get ready to pop it out. You could use your die brush, but I find it really pops out. As you can see, I don't have fingernails right now, so but we can make them pop out just by doing that. How simple was that? And then let me grab that piece. Trying to keep my dies and my trash all separate. Let me just clear this up really quick. Okay, and then I'm just going to switch out the platforms because we need to do the embossing. So let me grab the embossing folder, and we're going to emboss this piece of Calypso Coral. So I'm just going to take the embossing folder, and this is the dynamic, so it's the thick one. So we only need one of our plastic plates on top. So I'm just going to kind of center that. And we'll just put that on there and run it through. Move that out of the way. And let me get the big shot out of our way now. Okay, I think we're back in business now. So we'll just go ahead and get started with the piece of the oval, the Whisper White oval that we have. For right now, I'm just going to lay that on my paper towel because I just want to make sure I don't get my table a mess. And I'm going to grab my Sahara sand, and I'm going to take the like leaf, tree branch, whatever you want to call it, and I'm just going to ink that up in Sahara sand. And I almost forgot, I'm going to stamp off, so I'm just grabbing a scrap piece of my grid paper I've been working with all day. I'm going to stamp off on that, and then I'm just going to turn it the direction I want it to go. And I'm going to kind of stamp it down towards the bottom because I have to make sure I have room up here for my bird, and then I want the tree branch all the way to the end, like that. Okay. That looks really good. Now I'm going to leave the Sahara sand out. We're going to grab our little bird. We'll ink him up in Sahara sand. And then we're just going to really make sure that we have him turned in the right direction and try our best to get his feet on that branch. And that is perfect. And I stamped off because I wanted this image to be lighter than the bird. And that's all for Sahara sand. And I'm just going to gently squeeze the Calypso coral. Okay, so we're just going to take our aqua painter, and I really just want it very lightly wet. I don't want it saturated a lot. So I'm just going to kind of dry that off. And then I'm just going to go in and pick up some of that Calypso coral. And then, you know, we really want to make sure that we're not saturating and not going over a lot, because this is just Whisper White, and it'll start breaking down the fibers in the paper, and it will start shredding, kind of like a Kleenex. So we really don't want that. So I'm just going to kind of go around the outside just a little bit like that, just to give it a little bit of shading, just in certain areas. Okay, that's good. So I am happy with that. Now I'm going to open up our old olive, and I'm just going to pick up some of the green, and I'm just going to go right over top of those leaves and color them in. I'm going to leave the branches in the Sahara sand, but I'm just going to color in the leaves. You can kind of like I just did. I'll show you on a better one, like here. I'm going to kind of make that lighter on that one. I have a hair, I think, on my paper. It's the only problem about having long hair. You get it everywhere. Okay. I think my camera is about to die, so I might have to download this part and then come back and finish. So I'm going to keep that like that. I might have to try to start rushing and talk fast so we can get this done, so that doesn't happen. I'm going to grab my piece of, make sure I have that going in the right direction, my piece of Whisper White, and we're just going to stamp right down center and right in the center of the cardstock. Hopefully we can do this before my camera decides to shut down on me. So I'm just going to take a little bit of snail. I'm just going to use some fast fuse. And just put that right on the back. And we'll just layer those on there. I'm going to do the same thing with my piece of Whisper White. I'm just going to put a little bit of Fast Fuse. That's just really going to help that stick to this piece because it's got the holes in the back and everything. Let's grab my bone folder and give that a nice score. And I really don't need to use Fast Fuse, but my snail is out right now, so we'll go with what we've got. Just going to center that. And I would use my Fast Fuse on this Calypso Coral piece just because it's been embossed. Let's just center that. I am going to kind of put that up just a little bit more higher than lower because we have to have room for our sentiment. I'm going to put this down here at this end. And then grabbing my dimensionals, I'm going to pop this up. And then we're just going to put this right in the right hand corner. Okay guys, I've got to go quick before my camera dies. Visit my blog, it's bobbystamps.com, and if you're interested in taking my class on with the Petal Palette bundle, I have that listed. Thank you.